Creating for me is one of the most powerful, deliberate acts that a human being can do. It is one of the most important reasons to exist, in my mind. It fulfills me. Music can communicate such delicate and subtle emotions that are next to impossible to describe with words. And as such, it gives me tremendous ability to talk to people. And if I do my job right, the listener should experience the level that I was at while I was writing the music. The way I felt when I created that piece, when someone listens to it, should be able to feel the same, if it's done right. In order for me to create, there's an intense focus that has to take place. You got to stop the input from society. You got to stop the bombardment, all the information that comes in, the phone calls, and somebody's birthday, and Christmas is coming, and it's your birthday, and you got to pay the telephone bill and the electric bill and the insurance and so on, and the car broke down, and all that stuff has to go away. It does not exist. That's not so easy to do. I've learned over the years to do it very well. And once you're clear and you stop that tremendous input, all of a sudden you hear yourself talk. And you can go into a place where creativity has no end, where the music lies, and it's as many songs as you like to do. I can close my eyes and hear entire compositions, one after the other, and they're unending when you're in that place. The only requirement is that you do not judge it. You don't have an opinion. You don't say this is a nice one, this is a rhythmic one, this is a fast one, this is a slow one, or this is a bad one. Because as soon as you do that, you're outside that room looking in. And if you do that, then you can't create. You're gone. You're outside that moment that people call that spark, that moment. I think athletes may refer to it as the zone. And that may be a way to communicate that level. It's a magical place. After I finished the last tour, which was about 110 concerts, I was very tired, to say the least. And tired is not the right word. Exhausted. And I was in a very bad place, dangerous place, actually, to be. Very, very difficult place. It's a place where you have everything you want, but you're not happy. And it does not feel very good. So the first thing I did is I packed up and I went to Greece and stayed with my parents until I felt that I was healed. And the way I knew is one morning I woke up and looked at the sunrise and I was happy. And then I knew, okay, you're healed. Now you can begin thinking about what you want to do next. I traveled for a few more months after that. So when I got here and it was time to record, I was bursting with ideas. And I'd forgotten how beautiful the feeling is when you create, when you actually make something out of nothing and it just lives and breathes and you succeed at it. The happiness I get from that and the fulfillment, I'd forgotten. It's quite important to me. The water's been a big part of my life. I grew up right next to it. I spent most of my days in it when I was a kid. Just being able to look on an open ocean where your eyes don't focus at 10 yards or 20 yards, but they focus at infinity. It's a part of me that I missed when I left Greece. I missed it very much, and it cost me a lot. And every summer I would go back home and I would see the place again, and I would say, that's what my soul needs. That's what I love. I love this place because it reminds me of Kalamata. It reminds me of where I was born. Similar temperature, very close to the ocean. And if you're born like that, and I didn't leave there until I was 18 years old, it's in you. It's in your bones. You don't get rid of it. So as I traveled and I went to the bigger cities and so on, I left the water and I went all the way around, all the way as far north as Minnesota, and came right back to the water, and I love it. Now I spend my times between here and Greece. I essentially have remained a small-town boy. I like simplicity, and I like I don't like a lot of noise around. This place is spectacular. It's state-of-the-art digital recording studio, which was a dream of mine to have. I've never had such good facility before. But again, I got to keep in mind this is just technology. What's really special about it is just the atmosphere. Like the acoustic design, first of all, just the way it sounds. We took special care. But also the atmosphere, the way everything is designed, the way I like it, the way I like it to look when I'm working. So it's a pretty inspiring place to be. Music does not come from this place. The music comes from here, comes from my mind. But the tools are wonderful. What this studio enabled me to do is fantastic. Took a long time to build. Had a lot of people working on this. Took a couple of years to design it and build it. But now, hopefully, I'll be working in here for the next decade or so. I came in with an open mind. I had no idea what the album was going to sound like. I didn't even know if there's going to be an album inside me. And I'm always, all my albums, I've done 12, 13 albums now. Every time I go in to do an album, I'm always a little afraid and always skeptical. I'm not sure what the next album is going to be like, what the ideas are going to be. Will I have new ideas? Am I going to just go in there and repeat myself and so on? But after I begin working, from the first day, that same night, I just go, why was I questioning myself? I work on one song at a time, and I'm completely consumed by it. First, I know what the emotion is, what the song is going to feel like, before I know what the instruments, what the rhythm, what the speed, what the sound, what the melody, anything. It's just an emotion, a pure emotion. I know what it should feel like. Then the choices become a lot easier in choosing sounds, rhythms, and melodies that describe that emotion. The concert site is really submerged underwater probably for 6 months out of the year. It doesn't exist. And it's once in a while the Yamuna River backs up a little bit and leaves this sandy beach, which we had to turn into a concert site for about 10, 15,000 people, and carpet the whole area so you don't see any sand anywhere. Built a stage on it. Built 2 bridges across the river. So that people could cross and come to the concert site. And it was just a small city. The Taj Mahal has never been lit at night. We had these 100 million watt lights go on. The whole place was like daylight. So the birds began flying. All of a sudden we started seeing these huge birds going overhead. It's pretty amazing.